To preface, my family owns a business that is very well known in our sector and makes loads of profit. Thus, I'm a trust fund baby. I try to not be spoiled and have always worked myself. I met my fiancé Mark when I was 20 and working as a waitress. We began dating a few months later and he proposed to me last year. Now, Mark is not poor, he is upper middle class. And while he doesn't struggle in life, he didn't have much to spend and lived very frugal. I thought he was an honest man because he always wanted to pay for his own things, reject expensive family holidays when we were still dating, and he would cook for me instead of going with me dining outside. What I want to say is that I never had the impression that Mark was trying to take advantage of me or my family. In the beginning, my family was a little sketched out and brought up the gold digger argument, and I stood up for him and fought with my dad. They came to love and accept him. When Mark graduated, Dad hired him, and now he is in a high-earning position. Sunday, I was supposed to work in the evening and I was going to stay with my sister, but I got a fever and was basically just non-functioning, so I stayed home. Instead of staying in our bedroom, I made my way to the guest room that is better ventilated, has a mini fridge, and its own bathroom. I didn't want to stand up at all and walk around, so I just bunkered all my stuff there and closed the door. Mark came home when I was fast asleep and I was woken up by loud voices in our garden. I pushed the curtains a bit to the side and Mark was there with a few friends. Just as I wanted to say hello, I noticed that they were talking about me. His friend kept laughing and calling Mark the man. Then they started laughing about me being willing to not sign a prenup. Then one of the girls that was there said something along the lines of, "Jesus, you about to make some bank, Mark?" Mark laughed and said, "Yeah, just 3 more years and I am free." At this moment I felt sick to my stomach and wanted to throw up. I kept hearing them calling me trust fund Barbie and stupid and so on. I didn't know what to do, so I just lied, petrified in my bed, and waited till the people left and Mark went to bed. I texted my sister and snuck out to her place in the middle of the night and just passed out without telling her anything. I haven't returned home and just told Mark that I was sick and didn't want to make him sick. My sister has been really worried, but I just feel so ashamed about everything. My family was right. Mark is a gold digger, and I fell for it. Even if I tell my family what happened, I have no proof. My father can't fire him just because he is a dick. As far as I know, he is excellent at what he does, and he has no legal foot to fire him, I think. I just feel so confused, ashamed, and angry, and would appreciate some insight. Edit. We are non-US. Mark wasn't talking about anything else. He has no debt as he partly was under a scholarship, and with part of it I helped pay it off. There is no way he wasn't talking about me. Edit 2. Thank you all for your great advice. I opened up to my sister about it and she is right now with me reading all your responses. We have called up Dad, and I will talk to him tomorrow. I will be signing out for the time being, thanks again. Edit 3. Some questions have come up. I don't drive. That's why my fiancé didn't see my car. I mostly Uber around. I worked as a waitress for the experience, not for the money, and I don't any longer. I don't work for my father. I am a company shareholder, and I have to go to the general quartal meetings, but I don't work for him. I am sure that it wasn't a fever dream. It was around 38.5 C, and while it was enough for my body to hurt, it wasn't enough to have a vivid dream. By pass out, at my sister's Odon'im, literal medically passing out. Last edit. I am really tired that you guys are defending him saying that it could have been a joke. Guess what? It's not fucking funny. You don't degrade and disrespect your partner for laughs. You don't go along calling them stupid, trust fund Barbie, stupid bitch, and you definitely don't make remarks yourself. I don't understand that macho bravado as many of you have called it, but I don't think that's okay, so stop with those comments. It was deeply hurtful. Update. First of all, I want to clarify some questions that came up in the OP. Mark couldn't have seen my car and known I was home because I don't have a car. I don't drive, I Uber around. Driving makes me anxious, and I only do it when necessary. I don't work as a waitress anymore. I worked for the time I was in uni. Mark wasn't hired as a high exec right away. He didn't take the job from anyone. He started as a normal intern and worked his way up. They weren't joking. They have never made that kind of remarks in my presence. Also, I doubt calling me a stupid trust fund Barbie qualifies as a joke. Update. I was very tempted to play the long game and lead him on, but I decided to just present him with a prenup to look into his reaction. After telling my dad, we invited Mark for lunch and would serve him the prenup there. However, to be sure about things, I asked him if he had had anyone over, because our neighbors had complained about loud noises. He said yes, that his buddies were there. He didn't mention the girls that I saw. We finished lunch and Dad served him the papers saying that it was a must for getting married. You could instantly see that he didn't expect this. He got angry and asked me to speak to him alone. We went into the other room and he began babbling about blindsiding him and that this just really felt like a personal attack. He was trying so hard to sell me the role of victim and making me out to be the villain. Then he just said that he needed to think everything tough and left. I have to admit, I kinda broke down and began second-guessing me, but I could keep it together. My family happily didn't pull the "I told you so's." We looked into everything and I have the legal right to evict him. The lawyer handled everything, wrote an official eviction notice. And after a lot of talk, Dad decided to present Mark with a deal so that he would leave the company. After that was all sorted out, I decided to just simply text, as one of you suggested. "Hey Mark, Trust Fund Barbie here. As you said, you would be free in 3 years. I'll do you a big favor and set you free now. Kisses. Op." My phone completely blew up with Mark's messages after I sent that. He texted and called me so many times I had to switch off my phone. He came to my sister's place as he wanted to explain the situation. He promised that it was just a joke like a million times. I said it wasn't cutting it. They disrespected me in my own house, and I didn't want to be with Simone that puts me down in order to appear better. He pleaded her, cried he begged me not to end things. When I wasn't budging, he got mad at me, accusing me of spying on him and ruining his life. Honestly, IDK. Then his manner changed once again to apologetic. He eventually owned up to the comment he made, still insisting that it was just a shitty joke. And then when I asked him why he didn't tell me about those random girls that appeared to know so much about me, he told me this weird story of them being cousins from one of his buddies and that they know of me because of my Instagram. Shit's private and I have like 30 followers. I stood strong and I ended things with him. I will never know what exactly his plan was, but it's better to have things this way. We still have to sort out some financial stuff, but after that I won't ever see Mark again. Sorry for any mistakes, I am really sleepy. Just thought it would be good to update you. Edit. Because you have to spoon-feed people every tiny bit of information, or this get written off as fake. Obviously the lawyer didn't draft a prenup from zero in half an hour. I do have siblings, I do have cousins, and some of them are engaged, married. Thus, we have already established prenups to go. Also, we didn't need a bulletproof prenup for this. I just wanted to see his reaction. Serving him with a boilerplate prenup would have served the same purpose. Also, no, I didn't ruin his life. He will not be fired. He will not be badmouthed in any kind of way. He has still all the opportunities in the world to succeed. I thought I made it clear that I gave him notice for eviction, meaning he had days to leave the property. That's why I am staying with my sister. It's not a done deal, it's still in progress, but the biggest steps have been made. Jesus, people.